Hello everyone. Today I'm talking to Olivia Phillips, who is a teacher at St Agnes College at Rooty Hill and has recently been the winner of the Mary Armstrong Leadership Award for beginning teachers. How are you? Recovered from the excitement of the award?
Yeah, no, still buzzing from the excitement. So it's been, an interesting time of year to receive something like this, but it's just made the extended kind of excitement stay around. So yeah, very happy.
Well, for somebody who's only been teaching for about 3 years, besides some casual work, you've certainly hit the ground running. So what did you do that's sort of different from when you start and what you're doing now?
So my areas of support that I've given students has kind of evolved, but one of the biggest things that I started with was I was given the opportunity to take over these Google sites that we were creating for students at MLZ who were learning through alternative ways and pathways to make it easier to access the curriculum. And what I did was design and create these sites that would have, they'd be aligned with the students' interests. So I try to find out what they liked. So the site was, really easy for them to look at. And then we would collaborate with teachers. So I would email them and find out what that student was learning that day for that subject. So the idea was that Google site matched the timetable at St Agnes so that the days they were at MLZ, they were learning the exact same things that the students and their peers were learning at St Agnes.
And can you describe MLZ?
So MLZ is a intimate kind of learning environment where students get more of a one-on-one approach with other amazing teachers there. And it kind of just makes this safe space where they are always given that support and gives them a break from having to, attempt to access the curriculum in such a mainstream way. So they're disengaged, or they come from a complex trauma background, or they just find school really hard to, access in a mainstream setting. So it's just an alternative way.
That is so fantastic. And what attracted you to that? Like, you're only beginning your professional career, you must have a full-time job at St Agnes. What drew you into that?
I'm really passionate about people. My favourite part of education is my connection with others, and part of education that I'm so passionate about is, when I look at it holistically, it is the thing that changes somebody's life. So if you want to steer direction, or if you want to evolve, you need new information. So I believe personally, everyone's doing the best they can with the information they have at that time. And education, if it's able to be reached in a different way, I don't know, that's my biggest passion in life in general. So aligning that with my career really inspired me. I wanted to put my hand up to that opportunity straight away. And because I was doing learning support in the classroom, offering it still in a way that is helping those kids even when they're not in my, with me, makes me feel like I'm doing the most I can, because that's what I really want to do.
How's it influencing or is it affecting what you do?
Oh, it opens up my eyes to diversity completely. So I always know that each student learns in different ways, and each student is such an individual. When you take the time to really get to know the way they work, you can see new ways even that they teach you in your practice. I find that that diversity leads my practice and how I can differentiate there. Working with other teachers as well when I was making those Google sites was great insight for me as a beginning teacher, because I got to see how they structured their lessons and what resources they used. And I was always inspired for my own lesson plans, because I would think, oh, that's a really good way to teach that content. The whole experience for me, I would have to say, was very reciprocated in learning, because I was providing these lessons for those kids in ways that, so I'd have to get to know them, obviously, and learn how they learn. And when I would get the lesson plans from teachers, I would then differentiate accordingly to that student's learning ability. So learning from them how they learn, and then learning from teachers how they teach, and then finding this way in the middle to mix the both. I was learning so much. So
it sounds like you've got your very own customised professional learning program.
Yeah, it felt like that for sure, definitely.
So looking into the future with your career, before you, how do you see it shaping out, and what would you like to continue to do or to do differently, maybe?
Yeah, so my teaching career, every term I find myself in a whole different situation. So this year I was appointed the COVID Intensive Learning Support Program Coordinator for Literacy. And that came with so many new learning curves. And I'm really passionate about, helping students, and equality within learning. I think that's definitely where I want to go. Inclusive education is something I'm super passionate about. So I just want to keep working in that direction. But I'm a very present day liver, I guess, with this sort of career. I just rock up every term and I just want to put my hands up for all the opportunities. So I'm not really fixed on a certain path, but I want to stay true to this kind of path of helping students and being involved in that diverse learning.
Well, we're talking to each other through cyberspace, but I am so energised.
Oh, good.
I am so energised. I wish I was one of your students.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I can be a bit of an energizer bunny, but I think I'm excited about the future of learning. And I think being excited is the best part, because being in an area where you can just be so flexible and open and learn so much from others, and it's such a team environment, and that's the way it should be. It should be all about working together with the student, with the teachers, because that's where the best ideas evolve from. It's when other people, if you're not fixed on your idea, you can let it grow with everyone else's. And I think that that's where this success has come from.
There are so many lessons for everyone who's a teacher from what you've just said, reflecting on your practice. Can I say to you, it's been a privilege to talk to you. And I think the community you work in is lucky to have you, and the community in wider that you serve as a teacher. I look forward to dropping in occasionally in your career and see how you're going.
I'd love that.
Thank you very much for your time, and congratulations again on that very prestigious award.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very grateful.
Thanks, Olivia.
Thanks, Greg.